The newspapers ran the robbery murder episode on the second page, with emphasis on the racketeering charges brought against the owners of the illegal gambling organization that went under the guise of the Wonderland Insurance Agency. They didn't give the exact address, just that it was located in the area of 7 Mile and Greenfield. Any fool could drive by and read the name of the agency, printed in bold on the little sign that hung outside, since the plate glass window that once bore the name was gone now and replaced with wooden boards. The gate was pulled up permanently now and padlocked by the police. Via Miss Jones, Persephone learned that Roscoe was out on bail and awaiting trial, and although Sally wasn't charged with killing Lucretia, she was out on bail and also facing charges of racketeering. The feds were looking into the operation to charge them on more counts. Roscoe and Sally took the fall completely. Not one of the ex employees was included, thank God. Persephone couldn't attend the funeral for Rochelle. She wasn't emotionally prepared to give Rochelle the dignity she deserved. The television and printed press played up the angle that Rochelle was to have been married within 3 weeks from the time she was slain, and she had been 4 months pregnant. But it definitely wasn't Roscoe's baby. It turned out that Rochelle was Roscoe's next door neighbor's daughter. It had all happened about 9 weeks ago, and Persephone still found it hard to think of Rochelle without being moved to tears. This go round, being unemployed was different for Persephone. The main thing was that she knew she had substantial savings. Also, she was seriously contemplating relocating if Germany proved to be all that Jasmine proclaimed it to be as far as singing. Persephone had never seriously considered a singing career, but was now open to anything. She felt she'd earned it. She slipped on a nice casual Carol Little outfit, threw her black leather coat on over it, and decided to take an impromptu stroll through the Detroit Institute of Art. It had always been Persephone's favorite thinking place, as she found the different sculptures and paintings relaxing to view. Her favorite was the contemporary art section, where the Institute had an impressive Picasso collection, which Persephone found especially fascinating. While headed up the marble staircase with the brass railings and the mosaic on the wall, Persephone was stopped by a handsome young brother man who asked her for the time. No, what he asked was, "Is it after 2?" With a smile and a nod. He was dressed in a two-piece double-breasted suit, very GQ. His appearance, including his fingernails, were immaculate, and he had such a warm smile. It is approximately 1:20. You're making good time," Persephone said, smiling at the handsome stranger and eyeing the brilliant diamond that he wore on his left pinky. "Then would you mind if I accompany you on your stroll upstairs?" he asked, and theatrically gestured with one hand toward the upstairs, the contemporary art section. "I think I might just like that," Persephone said with a broad grin. His name was Marcus Little, and he was an attorney from Atlanta in Detroit on business. He was married, Persephone discovered as they viewed a Picasso collage piece that he stated his wife would appreciate. Persephone had her coat on her shoulders and made a mental note that she never caught him looking at her chest. "You said your name is Persephone?" Marcus asked. Persephone nodded in agreement. "Wasn't there a Greek goddess named Persephone?" "Oh, never mind. Listen, I must go very soon. I'm due for a deposition in about 15 minutes," he said, checking his gold Rolex. The sly dog, Persephone thought. Just when she thought he was about to ask her for the 7 digits, he said, "I just wanted to thank you for your company. No matter how brief, it made my day. And also, Persephone, you seem to have a warmth about you, an innocence and intellect that is rare to discover in such a beautiful woman. Don't ever change. He paused briefly. I must get going now. You have a good life, Persephone. Jackson, it was a pleasure to meet you. The two shook hands, and he was gone. Persephone could only manage a wide grin and an "oh gosh" expression during his compliment, and barely uttered a surprised goodbye as he walked away. But it would be a moment she knew she would never forget. Persephone knew that after such an unexpected encounter, her visit to the museum was now officially over. She hurried out of the huge doors, ran down the stairs, which could have been at home in a medieval castle, and past the large stone lions guarding their royal charges. That was just how giddy her encounter with Marcus had her feeling, like she was a princess or something. All of a sudden, the whole world was beautiful. Persephone decided on the spur of the moment to go to B's comedy kitchen that night. She didn't want to go alone, and she thought she could persuade her cousin Carmen, who she hadn't seen in over a year, to come out and hang with her. She called Carmen and made the arrangements. Carmen objected at first when she heard it would be mostly white comedians and a mostly white crowd. Carmen was strictly a deaf comedy jam type of sister girl. But when Persephone promised to treat her to a nice dinner at the backstage deli, Carmen finally agreed, but not before telling Persephone, "You driving." Actually, Carmen was a last resort. No one else she'd called wanted to hang. Both Kim and Cheryl had dates. Kim sounded almost insulted that Persephone thought she wouldn't have a date on a Saturday night. After letting her mom know that she was going out, Persephone washed up and dressed quickly. She was a bit more generous with her makeup than usual, but still didn't overdo it. She chose a low cut cashmere sweater, tight Calvin Klein jeans, and a pair of fringe cowboy boots that would complement the fringe suede waist length jacket she planned to wear. Kind of cowgirlish, she, but she liked it. Just as Persephone was cutting off her bedroom light, she heard the doorbell ring downstairs. She could hear someone answering the side door, which was just off the driveway. And when Carmen was greeting her mother as Persephone came down the steps, "Hey, Aunt Lola, how you doing?" Carmen said all loud, as if Ma was hard of hearing. "Carmen, girl, you know you looking good," her mother responded just as loudly. Persephone rounded the corner to the kitchen with her jacket and purse in her hands and ran right over to Carmen, who was complimenting Ma on her new short haircut. "Hey, cuz, girl, shit, oops, Aunt Lola, I'm sorry, but look at Persephone." Carmen was sincerely flabbergasted. All three women were laughing at Carmen's reaction to the new Persephone. "Uncle Johnny," Carmen bellowed as she headed past Persephone and her mother toward the family room. "Child, John Paul ain't here this weekend. You know he stays gone all the time. Now that he done retired, his gray ass don't never stay home," Mom explained. Persephone didn't even know why her father was gone for the weekend. Mom rarely shared anything with her. Carmen stomped back into the kitchen where the two women still stood, and Carmen got right in Persephone's face, then stepped back like a routine from the Three Stooges. "I got to let this sink in. Seth, girl, I'm here to tell you you are gorgeous. Do you hear me? Don't you ever, I mean never, put that weight on again. You hear me?" Carmen demanded.